Oakmont is one of the most prestigious in the world of golf.
The greens are absolutely perfect and the best test of grass I've ever seen.
The responsibility is huge. We've been fortunate that we've done this at places of similar pedigree, but today being the first day, that sod cutter goes into these greens. I mean, these greens are hallowed golfing ground, and every time the excavator dips into these bunkers, you get a little bit nervous day one, but we're confident. We've got great talent on site. We've actually gotten off to a great start. We're all clicking. I think we're finding, touch wood, that things are going a little bit faster than we thought, but we're still getting the quality that we want. So as long as we can keep the precip away, we don't mind working in the cold, but we need to keep the water off the golf course. Our main focus is to get the green complexes done so that we can get the turf back down and then give them a chance to knit in before we reopen the front nine Memorial Day weekend. So we worked on 2 green complex. All the bunkers have been shaped. The green was expanded, regraded for the expansions that we did. Since then, they've put the XGD drainage, extended that, put the mix back in the green. We've regraded it, checked all the grades, and they put the grass back down. So that came together quickly. While that process was happening, we were working on 4 green, using these great old photographs to kind of find our way as to what we were trying to put back. As soon as we left that, we moved over here to number 8. So we're just going to keep leapfrogging around the property, that whole process. Total Turf does the demolition, gets everything out of our way. We do the regrading, the expansions. Turf team and Total Turf come in behind us, core it out, extend the drainage, put the grass down while we've moved on to the next one. We're not rebuilding greens, we're expanding them. We're trying to recapture either some greens putting surface or hole locations that have been lost over time, and trying to reestablish the connection visually between the greens and the bunkers. And when we look at all these great early photographs, what we find is that the greens were actually the high point. The greens set up and then the bunkers fell down from there. What has happened over time through evolution and sand buildup, et cetera, is now the bunkers are higher than the greens. And so by taking those lips and reducing them and getting the greens to be more of a tabletop, we're cutting away some of the edges where you get severe slopes coming in, which will allow us to extend hole locations closer to the edge, which in theory, not that this place needs to be any more difficult, but it allows you from a setup standpoint the opportunity to move hole locations closer to the edge. And it also takes away some of the bumpers around the edges of the greens where balls, are kind of funneled back into the greens. Now any balls moving towards the edge are going to continue to move towards the edge and ultimately either wind up in the rough or in bunkers. We probably appreciate the process of matching the photos a little too much. Sometimes we actually get stuck in the details and we're constantly walking back in the fairways to look at the elevations and the changes, but it ultimately provides the best product. I mean, if we're doing our job properly, we're trying to get this back as close as we possibly can to those original photographs and to the original dimensions and scale of the greens and their surrounds. So those photos are critical in helping us understand that.